Nost MISiS. Think bright.
Founder and CEO of SIU System company, Russian and CIS market leader in providing advanced 3D printing technologies, solutions for industries. Please welcome Ms. Ашхен Овсепян.
Hi, thank you very much for inviting me. I'll try to share our experience, how we overcome lemons and try to make lemonade out of that and try to make it as delicious as possible every time. So actually talking about myself, from the very early childhood, I think I was always crazy inspired by technologies, and I kind of always seen myself over there. And somehow also was very much in love with doing business, and that was kind of my idea. And at certain point, I also realized that one of the most beautiful things in the world is the world itself, the diversity and being and feeling international. That's why I always wanted to do a business worldwide. And we started a business when I graduated university in 2009. And in some time, we fell in love with 3D. And in 2013, we started to work on Russian 3D market as one of the resellers. And slowly, we started to grow and grow and grow. And today, our company is a market leader here locally, as well as recently we started our expansion on the global markets. And since last year, we also work in the States. I hope there is yet a lot to come. And now about lemons. Actually, I didn't like lemons at all when we just started, and I think I was taking them too serious. So, long short, I am a very shy person by definition, and everything was an effort for me. For example, when I was studying at school, I was doing, one of my sports was swimming. We can actually switch on the video, so as soon as there is something moving on the background and there is some story of our company, I can continue my story. And mute it, please. Thank you. So I loved swimming, but every time we had a competition on Friday, and for me it was a huge stress because I was scared and I always thought that I need to have a wonderful result, so it was quite tough. And then I entered the university and I was studying at 2 faculties at once. So every semester I had around 13 exams by the end of semester. And it was also tough. And then kind of complicated, so stressful. So lemons. And then at certain point, when we started to do business, I realized that actually this from time to time lemons in business are every other day. So like every other meeting or every something, it's a lemon. And it's not lemon itself, it's my brain which thinks that it's kind of complicated story. And then I realized that actually the most important thing is to change the mindset. So as soon as I started to understand that lemon is not a problem but is an opportunity, and I need to think about it as a game, the scenery changed completely. And then you understand that every time you are questioned, it's a challenge. And if you have a challenge, and if you consider it as a beautiful game, then you always can try to bring an interesting result or overcome yourself, and every time you will have something beautiful as a result. So slowly, we started to grow. By the way, now we are over 50 people. Of course, every other day we had some challenges, lemons. And we had to do lemonade out of that. So, for example, at certain point, we fell in love with industrial applications in 3D. And we started to implement and integrate technologies to Russian largest enterprises. And as soon as these are state companies, it's always kind of a mess. So bureaucracy and technology, and there are many, many problems. And at the beginning, if you take it like way too serious in a negative way, then you have problems every time. But if you overcome, then from this problem, you will have your biggest customer, the most beautiful deal, the most beautiful success story, and then you will have a very long-term relationship. As a first example. As a second example, at a certain point, we realized that we want to grow internationally. And we were not smart enough to understand at once, and this was our lemon, that wherever we want to grow, we need to make sure that we need to belong culturally, ethically, and we need to spend significant time over there. And we need to be open to adjust to that reality. So we actually had several attempts, and we had businesses in Western Europe, in Turkey, and out of those lemons, I think we had like not super delicious lemonade, but we learned a lot. And since last year, we started to work in the States, which is a completely different market, and it's amazingly delicious lemonade, although like you have a lot to think and live with. And then you, from time to time, you learn, and you have many, many, many lemons, you make lemonade, and then you actually understand that the biggest thing that you need to learn, that your lemons are a reflection of yourself. So actually our organization is a reflection of people working in this organization. So if we have some problems which we are not fixing ourselves, we will have these lemons all the time. This means that if we learn and if we overcome our own mistakes, we will not face the same story again. And there is an opportunity that we will have a very beautiful lemonade sitting on the beach on the Caribbean, for example, instead of having lemons all the time. So this is about statistics. And I think that it's very important to understand and to meet your own, let's say, brain and heart at certain point to make sure that the story is yours and that everything works nicely. This year was very, very challenging for us because for me personally, this was the first time when I left my team in Moscow for a very long time and was setting up a business in the States. And oh my God, how many lemons we had in both areas. The source of lemons was different, but too many. And I think that one of the biggest tips we need to know is that we need to try to keep the number of lemons low, because we need to overcome them, we need to atomize the situation. So we need to cut those lemons, try to understand how we can go, let's say, one day at a time, to fix this story. So my biggest recommendation would be to try to keep the number of lemons low enough. If you cannot have it, and we had this kind of situation as well, I think you just need to stay very optimistic and know that there is always tomorrow. And when we are talking about, for example, TV series, every time at the end of the episode, we see a crazy story where like the world is crushing. And another 3 seconds and you think that the life is over. And then there is another episode coming. And during the first 20 seconds of the new episode, everything is perfectly fixed. And then the life is beautiful again. So I think that if there is no chance to avoid those lemons at a certain point, we just need to know that there is an always beautiful tomorrow, and then we will have it. So I think very personal thought and the way I live, I think that it's always about balance and harmony. And either this is lemon or lemonade. We always will try to make lemonade out of it. But if we keep balanced our heart and our brain, and if we try to stay open-hearted and open-minded, and if we live inspired by what we do, love what we do, switch on our brain, and work on everything and try to be as efficient as possible, we will always perform well. Thank you very much.